doesn't make any sense, dude. And then you get into the thing, dude, just start checking out. Go look at the marble statue of the fisherman, dude, with the net over him and all that stuff, and go, how did they do all that, dude? There's a lot of stuff. Once you dive into the like reset thing and the art and the whole deal, the art and the thickness of the paintings and all the things, like there's something going on, dude. It took a lot. Nah, it didn't. Yeah, it took a long time. Just go look at the fisherman with the net thing. That's not some dude with the chisel. Ding, 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 ding. It's not. But, come to your own conclusions, man. I'm not even speaking of Egypt, dude. That's the thing. The pyramids and all that stuff is a distraction. Like I realized that the stone structure thing with the pyramids, fully like worth exploring, but we can get closer to the con job is just go down to your local like state capitol building and be like, there's one of these everywhere around the planet. Dude, just go into the thing about the Capitol buildings in Australia and check out the timeline. When the Australian prisoners arrived and all of a sudden they got all these ornate buildings all over Australia. Yeah. And just be like, they did that in how many years with prisoners? Like, what? It doesn't make any sense. Just the numbers don't add up, dude. There's this guy who crunches all the numbers. It's pretty trippy. But anyway, dude, if you want to go like challenge your mind and your perception, you dig into these things. But if you're like caught in the like, you're crazy thing, like, kick rocks, dude. Look up the reset. Dude, you know who does some good ones on it is Max Egan. But people, he's a fear monger. Dude, that dude's more into like telling you to use the name tags than everyone. Nah, Stosh, dude, it's deeper than that, dude. You don't like the thing is like if you have to defend defend the old or defend the idea of challenging yourself to new ideas, that's the question you need to ask. That's the indoctrination. It's not that the new ideas, they might be wrong, they might be wacky, I don't know. But if the defense of your previous way of thinking is what you have to examine the most. That's the inserted thing. My thing is not about whatever the subject is. It's about the mechanisms in my mind that has my brain fighting itself. I can feel the circuitry having trouble. I can feel the synapses and parts of my brain not being used that are being used all of a sudden, being like, what? Like the timeline's been disrupted and the calendars don't add up and the buildings don't make any sense.
It's a terrible, terrible thing, but it's also what happens in neighborhoods, on street corners and playgrounds, in front yards all across America. Our children are dying every day from gun violence. Doesn't get headlines, but it's happening. It's also about suicide and how lethal having guns in the house is. It's also about domestic violence and the odds that it's frequently a woman will end up dead if there is a gun in the house. So the way I look at this is we have a gun violence problem in America. We need to address a gun violence problem. And it's not going to be just one thing. So, we're back and forth about gun registration. Yeah, I'm in. Getting weapons of war off our streets, of course. Absolutely, we should do this. Cutting down the gun show loophole, ending it. Yes. But we can't think of this as one thing and we're done. Two things and we're done. We have to think of it as a violence problem. So here's how I see this. Back decades ago, we had a problem with death by auto in this country. So 5 people were dying for every million miles traveled. And it was being talked about as carnage on our highways. That's what the headlines all read. And it was about babies dying and seniors dying and families.
That child is both of yours. So either you take the child or he takes the child. He's the father no less than you're the mother.
He told me he was going to take Lila with him at 1:30 in the morning.
Just a second. So he said, if I'm going to leave my house, if you're telling me to leave the house, I'm going to take my daughter with me.
Even though I have sole legal custody of her?
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No. At that point, are you telling me you had a court order giving you legal custody of your child? The answer is no.
No.
So at that point, you're the mother, he's the father. He has as much right to take that child as you do.
That's not what I've been told, but...
Well, if you've gotten different advice, you were mistaken.
Okay.
In this country, fathers are not second-class citizens. I know there are a lot of people out there, including judges and probation officers, who still don't get that message, but fathers are not second-class citizens. Sometimes they're actually better parents. Not always. Sometimes it's 50-50. But it's on a case-by-case basis. But anybody that says to me, can't take my daughter with them, it's not yours. It's both of yours. You made her together.
Characters, that's it. Non-playable characters, dude.
When we get that clarification,
say that this their plan wouldn't go through until it happens.
Well, the Lib Dems the Lib Dem plan would depend on the government and others allowing it to go in the order paper. It's not going to happen. It's just a sort of sideshow. It's a distraction. We're waiting for the clarification from the EU about the extension date because we don't trust Boris Johnson. We don't trust him to not crash us out with a damaging no-deal Brexit. So that is why we're adopting a principled, responsible position, waiting to see what happens in the next 24, 48 hours. But yes, we do want a general election. I mean, when you've got 4.5 million people waiting for treatment in the NHS, then we want an election. When you've got over 600,000 people in the last year languishing on trolleys in corridors in hospitals, we want a general election. When we've got our young people denied the mental health support that they need, of course we want a general election, but we've got to make sure that we get those absolute reassurances that Boris Johnson won't use a general election and the campaign to crash us out of the European Union with a disastrous no-deal Brexit.
Well, this is the point, isn't it? I mean, you've just said it. You know, with every day that you delay backing an election is another day where, in your words, you know, the NHS is in crisis. So let me just try and phrase the question slightly differently. If the EU does grant an extension until the end of January, which is not a wild hypothetical, it's what's expected, will Labour then back an early election?
Well, I mean, you've put the finger on the dilemma that faces me as the Shadow Health Secretary. Every day that Matt Hancock is the Health Secretary, another 300 people wait beyond 18 weeks for treatment in the health service. That's people waiting longer, in pain, in agony, in distress.
OK, Jonathan Ashworth, thank you very much for being on the programme today. That's it for this week. Thank you very much for going, for watching, not for going, for staying.
Well into its second month. In 1958, China attempted to level this place, firing nearly 500,000 artillery shells in 1 month.
Islanders, children and all, live on a constant alert. No real let-up in the situation is yet in sight.
Failing to dislodge the Taiwanese, the communists then shelled Kinmen every second day for 20 years, with Taiwan returning fire on alternate days. No one seriously believes Kinmen could hold out against the might of the People's Republic. But China's economic might and the island's proximity to the mainland means Beijing has in one sense already prevailed here. Wang Ling and many other young locals now fear the hard logic of realpolitik, that their island home is ultimately expendable, a political bargaining chip that Taiwan might one day trade in return for peace with China.
会当成一种妥协的一个筹码给别人。我其实很担心这件事，我也在想，如果到了那一天，我还要不要在这边生活？可是我觉得这个是一个很难的问题，就是。
And you can check out more on Bloomberg.com.
就是我出生长大在这。
And that does it for this edition of the Best of Bloomberg Technology, where we bring you all of the latest in tech throughout the week. Tune in each day at 5 p.m. New York, 2 p.m. in San Francisco. And Bloomberg Technology is live streaming on Twitter. Check us out at Technology, and be sure to follow our global breaking news network at TikTok on Twitter. This is Bloomberg.
Part of the testimony to the media, and then they spin it to make Trump look bad. Now, Republicans are coming out of these hearings, and they're saying, wait, this is all fake news.
The mainstream media reporting that he provided evidence of a quid pro quo involving military aid is false, and neither he or any other witness has provided testimony that the Ukrainians were aware that military aid was being withheld. You can't have a quid pro quo with no quo.
The truth is that in 2 minutes, John Ratcliffe destroyed this witness. There's no quid pro quo.
Democracy is being hijacked in secret by Adam Schiff and the Democrats. A president's being impeached in secret, and his party has no rights. This is un-American. This whole process is a threat to the republic. Donald Trump's just expressing frustration when he's using the phrase lynching. It's been used before in the 90s a lot.
Even if the president should be impeached,
in the civil rights movement, too hard, quit now. What they said less than 10 years ago to the LGBTQ activists, too hard, quit now. But they didn't quit. They got organized. They built a grassroots movement. They persisted, and they changed the course of American history.
I like your
This is our moment in American history.
I did not have a boo last night. When I was at A, I don't have a boo. I really don't. No comprende. Sacramento. So how many of y'all from Houston? I cannot wait. It's not crazy, but I ain't gonna say it. I'm gonna just watch it happen. I ain't not gonna lie to y'all. It's a lot of things that's been going on in my life that I've been speaking into existence. It's been happening, and I just give all my praise to God. I just want to thank him so much because he's just been blessing me for real. I hope y'all get some sun soon. I turned. Baby, fuck it up one time. What is this on my forces? It's pouring in Jersey. I'm so sorry. Thank you. That's my boo. Damo, my boo. Run and tell it. But she wasn't in my live last night, unfortunately. Now that would be a dope collab. Me and Chrissy P was trying to collab, but I had to work. And she told me last minute that she was coming. Cause I would have took off. I would have been like, yeah, I gotta let us know. I don't feel good. I mean, I feel good, but I don't feel good is what I would have said. I'm just playing. And don't make it go crazy, baby. Like my shit was wrapped in the wire. It's coming soon. A whole EP. A whole EP. I'm having a photo shoot. I want to tell you that. Just stay tuned, you guys. Matter of fact, I'm about to get off live. And go right. Shout out to my damn bracelet. Nothing but great vibes. Hands up down my back, cause I can give you what you need. And we can go.
睇唔到樣就係 J 聲啦，啱啊，就係 J 聲夠，即係有時有啲嘢有啲幻想空間好啲。新加坡大選咁啊，其實李顯龍啦都將會交棒俾阿黃瑞傑啦。所以佢今次嘅成績表都重要。係咪啊？咦，你見過歌利亞真人咁犀利？我哋行翻去車嗰邊。佢喺嗰邊咩？哦，小煙啫，唔怕你。好多謝超級留言啊！跟住有人行緊都叫大家小心有 gas 啊！咁呢度又唔算大火啦嚇。嘅事啊，可能係嗰啲打邊爐嗰啲 gas 咯。
即係會爆炸。
嘅聲咯，又唔爆炸。好。咁話鬼仔話企喺哥利亞後邊守護佢啊，前邊就等佢去食嗰啲火。我哋繼續再影多次 C1嘅出口啦嚇。啊！
我呢個出口。
燒焦的出口，其實幾個出口都燒焦啦。
睇翻嗰度啊！頭先就係匿喺嗰個法庭嗰度，熄咗機㗎啦，啱啱熄咗機，跟住走咗過嚟。喺嗰度呢個時候嗱，頭先咧就係喺呢個街口嗰度。
咁啊，鬼仔講翻對頭先食呢個催淚放題嘅經驗啊！就話催淚霜，多謝 CC 小師妹啊，多謝啊！好， 我哋架車喺邊啊？
應該嗰邊左邊啊，冇喐過。上海街啊嘛係嘛？哇！又係你，陳生。
係，hello。